Death, the great equalizer. It comes for us all eventually, right? But what if you knew exactly when and how? That's the slightly morbid, slightly intriguing premise behind the latest internet sensation, the AI death clock. This isn't your grandma's vaguely ominous prediction involving a black cat and a ladder. This is a digital Grim Reaper, armed with algorithms and a Wi-Fi connection, ready to give you a personalized countdown to your demise, down to the second. Now, before you start pre-writing your obituary, let's be clear, this isn't about scaring you straight into a panic room stocked with canned goods and bottled water. It's about exploring the intersection of technology, mortality, and the very human desire to peek behind the curtain of the future, even if what we find there is a little unsettling. So, how does this digital doomsayer actually work? Think of it like a highly specialized dating app, but instead of matching you with someone who enjoys long walks on the beach, it's calculating your date with destiny. The AI death clock gobbles up a smorgasbord of your personal data. Age, obviously, weight, height, that kind of thing. But it also gets nosy about your lifestyle choices. Do you mainline caffeine like a Wall Street trader? Do you view exercise with the same enthusiasm as a root canal? The algorithm judges silently, ruthlessly. And just like that nosy aunt at Thanksgiving dinner, it wants to know your family history. Any heart conditions lurking in your family tree? Early onset baldness? The AI death clock wants all the juicy details, all in the name of predicting your ultimate expiration date. Let's put a face to this morbid matchmaking, shall we? Meet Bob. Bob is a 38-year-old accountant with a penchant for pepperoni pizza and a deep-seated aversion to physical activity. He's the kind of guy who considers walking to the fridge for another slice of pizza as his daily exercise. Think a less adventurous Indiana Jones, but with a calculator instead of a whip. Bob's adventures are more about balancing spreadsheets than dodging boulders. Bob, in a moment of existential curiosity, or perhaps after one too many beers, decided to tempt fate and consult the AI death clock. It was a late Friday night, and the combination of boredom and beer led him to this peculiar corner of the internet. The verdict? According to the algorithm, Bob's time on this mortal coil will end on a Tuesday at precisely 2:47 p.m. on his 73rd birthday. The precision of the prediction was both eerie and oddly fascinating. Cause of death? A heart attack, brought on by a lifetime of questionable dietary choices and a profound lack of cardio. Bob's love for greasy food and sedentary lifestyle had finally caught up with him, at least according to the AI. Now, Bob, being a rational man, despite the pizza addiction, initially laughed it off. He even shared the prediction with his friends, who found it equally amusing and absurd. But as the days passed, that countdown clock started to feel less like a novelty and more like a ticking time bomb. The thought of having an expiration date began to gnaw at him. It's one thing to know death is inevitable, it's another entirely to have it scheduled on your digital calendar like a particularly morbid dentist appointment. Bob found himself checking the countdown more frequently, each glance a reminder of his mortality. In an attempt to defy the algorithm, Bob decided to make some changes. He started jogging, albeit reluctantly, and swapped his beloved pepperoni pizza for salads. The transition was anything but smooth. The salads were bland, and the jogging was exhausting. Bob missed his old lifestyle, but the fear of the ticking clock kept him going. He hoped that by changing his habits, he could outsmart the AI and extend his life. Weeks turned into months, and Bob started to feel better. He lost some weight, gained some energy, and even began to enjoy his new routine. The countdown clock still loomed over him, but it no longer felt like a death sentence. On his 73rd birthday, Bob threw a big party. Surrounded by friends and family, he laughed and celebrated, the AI's prediction a distant memory. At 2:47 p.m., he was too busy enjoying life to notice the time. Bob's story is a reminder that while technology can predict many things, it can't account for the human spirit. We have the power to change our destiny one step at a time, even if it means trading pizza for salads and jogging in the park. Section 4. Life's little curveballs, what the clock doesn't know. Here's the thing about life, and death for that matter. It's messy, unpredictable. It's like a chaotic city street full of unexpected turns and sudden stops. You think you have it all figured out, and then bam, life throws you a curveball. Full of plot twists even M. Night Shyamalan wouldn't see coming. Imagine watching a movie where every scene is a surprise, every moment a twist. That's life for you. And the AI death clock, for all its sophisticated algorithms and data crunching, can't predict everything. It's like a supercomputer trying to predict the weather a year from now. Take Bob, for example. The clock knows about his pizza habit, the late-night slices he sneaks in while watching TV, but it doesn't know about his secret passion for competitive badminton, the hours he spends every weekend smashing shuttlecocks and breaking a sweat. A detail conveniently left off his data profile. It's a part of his life that the algorithms just can't capture. It knows his family history of heart disease, the genetic predispositions that run in his blood, but it doesn't know about the groundbreaking gene therapy his cousin just pioneered that could rewrite his genetic destiny, a breakthrough that could change everything. The point is, life is full of variables, both big and small, that can throw a wrench in even the most sophisticated algorithms' calculations. It's like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. The AI death clock can give you a prediction, a rough estimate based on the data it has, but it can't give you the whole story. It can't account for the unexpected, the unquantifiable. Life is like a long book with chapters yet to be written, an incomplete puzzle with pieces still to be found. And that's probably for the best, because the beauty of life lies in its unpredictability, in the surprises that keep us on our toes and make every day an adventure. So while the AI death clock might give you a glimpse into your future, remember that it's just a glimpse. The real story is still unfolding, written by the choices you make and the unexpected turns you take. Embrace the uncertainty, cherish the surprises, and live each day to the fullest. Because what the clock doesn't know is what makes life truly worth living. After all, it's the unknown paths that often lead to the most beautiful destinations. And that's the magic of life. The unpredictability, the surprises, the moments that take your breath away. So, go ahead, live your story, and let the clock keep ticking. Section 5. Don't shoot the messenger, or the algorithm. Now, before you grab your pitchforks and torches and start marching on the AI death clock headquarters, which, let's be honest, is probably just a nondescript office building in Silicon Valley, let's take a deep breath and remember one crucial thing. It's just a website, a very sophisticated, slightly morbid website, but a website nonetheless. The creators of the death clock aren't claiming to be psychic prophets or digital deities. In fact, they're very upfront about the limitations of their creation. Buried somewhere in the terms and conditions in that digital fine print nobody reads is a disclaimer. It basically says, hey, this is for fun. Don't go making major life decisions based on our calculations. Like, don't cash in your 401k and go on a global bender because the clock says you've got 6 months left. You might end up living to regret that, assuming you survived the bender. The AI death clock is meant to be thought-provoking, not life-prescribing. It's a digital mirror reflecting back our own anxieties about mortality, our fascination with the unknown, and our perhaps slightly unhealthy obsession with quantifying every aspect of our existence. Think of it as a modern-day memento mori, a reminder of our mortality in the digital age. Just as ancient philosophers and artists used symbols like skulls and hourglasses to remind people of the fleeting nature of life, the AI death clock uses algorithms and data to provoke a similar reflection. It's a tool for introspection, not a crystal ball. So, instead of panicking or making rash decisions, use it as an opportunity to reflect on your life. What are your priorities? What do you want to achieve? How do you want to spend your time? Maybe it will inspire you to reconnect with loved ones, pursue a passion, or simply appreciate the present moment. Life is unpredictable, and while we can't control everything, we can choose how we respond to it. The AI death clock is just one of many tools that can help us navigate our journey. It's a reminder that time is precious, and we should make the most of it. So, don't shoot the messenger or the algorithm. Instead, use it as a catalyst for positive change and meaningful reflection. After all, the real power lies not in the prediction, but in how we choose to live our lives in response to it. So take a deep breath and remember, it's just a website. A very sophisticated, slightly morbid website, but a website nonetheless. And in the end, it's up to us to decide what we do with the time we have.